Welcome to the Emotional Prosperity Virtual Symposium of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Canada. Today, I'm going to be visiting the topic of forest bathing. But before I begin, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Catherine Walsh, and I'm a holistic health practitioner with a doctorate of naturopathy and original medicine. My desire is that all people experience the best health that they can. I enjoy personal consultations with my clients so we can discover the most viable wellness plan for them. Since the life is in the blood, I love sharing through nutritional microscopy how fearfully and wonderfully made we truly are. I enjoy giving people hope for a brighter, healthier today. I'm currently the Maritime Conference Health Ministries Director, which I thoroughly enjoy. So let's begin this wonderful journey on emotional prosperity. What do you think of when you hear the words forest bathing? Do you think of being rejuvenated? What about soaking in the forest and what it has to offer? Is your mind cleared from all the busyness that life has to offer? Do you look at being in the great outdoors as a blessing or as something that you know you should enjoy, so you go out and get her done? I hope that I'll be able to convince you of the wonderful opportunities and benefits of forest bathing by the time this short presentation is completed. Forest bathing is the practice of immersing yourself in nature in a mindful way, using your senses to derive a whole range of benefits for your physical, mental, emotional, and social health. It's also known by the name Shin-Rin Yoku. Shin-Rin means forest and Yoku stands for bathing. Also another name is ecotherapy, the great outdoors, nature therapy, and vitamin N, or vitamin nature. Let me give you a little history about vitamin N. A person by the name of Richard Louv coined this term. He is a speaker and advocate for the benefits of nature in the lives of everyone, especially children. He believes that a person can suffer from nature deficit disorder. Though it has not been deemed as a medical diagnosis, Mr. Louv believes that there is much unnecessary suffering taking place because of this deficit. Theodore Roszak has developed the study of ecopsychology, and Roger Ulrich is another prominent researcher in the field of nature therapy. But I didn't need to tell you this because you already know the importance of vitamin N, right? God has been so gracious to have informed us of the benefits of nature without having to learn it all from Google. He gave us the 8 laws of health. 2 of these laws, sunshine and fresh air, 3 if you include exercising outdoors, refer to its significance to well-being. Exercise in the open air should be prescribed as a life-giving necessity. The importance of forest bathing is widespread. The Japanese have designated forest bathing as a national health program since 1982. However, God designed forest bathing to be a part of our daily experience since the beginning of time. He created the Garden of Eden. He could have created some other environment for Adam and Eve to dwell in, but he didn't. Years ago, a health reformer wrote this: "The Creator chose for our first parents the surroundings best adapted for their health and happiness. He did not place them in a palace or surround them with artificial adornments and luxuries that so many today are struggling to obtain. He placed them in close touch with nature and in close communion with the holy ones of heaven." As a people, we are counseled to visit nature, especially when we are sick. Why? Because nature is God's physician. The pure air, the glad sunshine, the flowers and trees, the orchards and vineyards, and outdoor exercise amid these surroundings are health-giving and life-giving. Electronic devices, longer working and school hours, fear of strangers, worry that our knowledge of nature is lacking, and traffic are just some harmful blockages. We're so accustomed to a fast-paced reality that our bodies are always on the alert. The stress hormone cortisol is constantly being produced. When the body produces cortisol, it means that it is doing its best to help control a stressful situation. The glands that produce cortisol are the adrenal glands. When there is no rest to be had, a person will experience adrenal fatigue. Symptoms of adrenal fatigue are a tiredness that just won't go away, decreased thinking and understanding ability. A person can get emotional rather quickly. One's tolerance level decreases. One can become irritated fast, might be even frequently cold. One's ability to handle stress or pressure has decreased. You might feel anxious or even depressed. A study done in Denmark in 2019 showed that adolescents who didn't spend time in the outdoors were up to 55% more likely to develop depression and anxiety later in life. Researchers looking at stress have found that city dwellers are more likely to suffer from mood and anxiety disorders in general compared to those living in more rural environments, an effect thought to be due to chronically increased stress levels. Using functional magnetic resonance imaging, researchers at the Douglas Mental Health University Institute at McGill University here in Canada showed that the environment in which we live can alter our neural processes, thereby raising or lowering our risk for psychological problems. We can either use these nature neurons that have been placed there for our good, or we can forgo their use and suffer, unfortunately. The outdoors nurtures our nature neurons, as mentioned in the previous slide. Researchers at the University of Michigan confirmed that just spending 1 hour in nature, memory performance and attention span improved by 20%. 20 minutes in the great outdoors, no matter the activity, will reduce the stress hormone cortisol. Nature therapy decreases anxiety and depression. It improves self-esteem. It improves social connections. It decreases fatigue in cancer patients. It improves blood pressure. And it will also boost your vitamin D level, which is needed for your immune system and your mental health, when there is sun, of course. And nature walks also decrease negative thinking or rumination. To ruminate is when a thought just keeps going around and around in your mind, like a cow chewing the cud. Mind, a mental health charity, conducted a study that involved a nature walk or a walk in a shopping mall. The nature walk participants' symptoms of depression decreased by 71%, whereby the shopping mall walkers noticed only a 41% decrease. Research shows that spending time in nature helps reduce depression and anxiety, specifically by reducing rumination. Remember the cow chewing the cud? It's obsessive, negative thoughts that just go around and around without ever getting to any kind of resolution. Ruminating thoughts light up a region in your brain called the subgenual prefrontal cortex, an area that regulates negative emotions. When rumination continues for extended periods of time, depression can result. To assess the effect of nature walks on rumination, 38 psychologically healthy city dwellers were divided into 2 groups. One group took a 90-minute walk through a scenic area, while the other strolled along a very busy 4-lane road. As expected, those walking along the traffic-logged street had no decrease in rumination, while the nature walkers experienced a significant decrease in the subgenual prefrontal cortex activity. Dr. Mercola really believes in the importance of slowing down. He says that being in nature has the effect of winding you down because nature's pace is so much slower than our man-made environment. There's a pulse and a rhythm, he goes on to say, in nature, and when you start to observe it and take it in, you find that everything takes time. Change is not immediate. It's a process. With lightning speed internet and 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week connectivity, we tend to forget this. We get so used to instant results and immediate gratification. You can say observing nature leads to greater tolerance for slowness, otherwise known as patience. According to research from Johns Hopkins, having a cheerful temperament can significantly reduce your odds of suffering a heart attack or sudden cardiac death. So what can some time in the great outdoors do for you. Dr. David Strayer is a cognitive psychologist, and he developed the 3 days effect. He says that being 3 days in the wilderness, or nature, allows your brain to reboot, therefore increasing qualitative thinking and your creative solving task improved by 50%. So what's the takeaway? The more time we spend on our electronic gadgets, being indoors, etc., the more nature we need. We are designed to benefit from the outdoors. We hurt ourselves when we neglect this health law. Being outdoors heals us from within, mentally and physically.